Hi DCS, I'm Miss Kotary and I am here to do a creative crew for you about technology. So this school year has been a little different than most school years, and I know that you guys are on your computers all day long. So I thought that we could do a creative crew where I teach you how to do certain things on your computer and with your keyboard that you can then use in the classroom. So I know you guys are doing a lot of typing with ELA and maybe writing essays and race responses, and you're even doing some things on the computer and typing with math. So we're going to go over some just basic keyboard instructions and strategies. I guess they're not really strategies, they're more or less skills. So we're going to go over some keyboard skills that you guys can then go put into your virtual learning. After you guys watch this and practice some of these skills and then go put them to use in your classrooms, your teachers are going to be blown away by all of these skills that you're learning and using. It's going to make your typing that much easier and that much better. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen so that you can see my keyboard, and you won't be able to see my face, but you'll be able to see my fingers and what I am doing on my keyboard. There's going to be some opportunities for you to stop your YouTube video, and then you're going to go practice. So I'm going to show you a skill. You're going to pause your YouTube video, and then you're going to practice it on your own. So let's get started. Okay, Dragon, so here I have my keyboard on my computer. The first key that we're going to be working with is what is called the Shift key. It's over here. You can see that it says Shift, and there's another one over here. So these two keys are the same exact key, and they do the same exact thing. The reason why there are two of them is because if you are typing in the proper typing formation here, if you need to, you can use your pinkies to use either Shift key. So that way, if you're typing over here, you don't have to go all the way over here to reach this Shift key, right? So if you're typing over here, you can just hit this Shift key. And if you're typing over here, you can hit this Shift key, okay? So both of these keys do the same exact thing. Okay, so the purpose of these Shift keys is if you hold the Shift key down and you type a letter, it will make that letter a capital letter. So I know as you guys are typing and doing your essays and your race response, you need to capitalize the beginning of your sentences, you need to capitalize names, you need to capitalize places. So there's a lot of times where you need to use capital letters. And sometimes teachers are always telling you, make sure you capitalize that sentence. And some teachers don't realize, well, maybe you don't know how to use the capital letter on the keyboard, right? So now you know how to use the capital letter, so that can't be an excuse anymore. So you have to hit the Shift key, and you have to keep holding it down. You can't just tap it and let go. You have to hold it and then click whatever letter you want capital. Say I want T, and it'll give you a capital T. So say I want to write my name. I would hold Shift and write M for Miss, M-I-S-S, period, space. And then I would hold Shift again to do my K in my last name, K-O-T-A-R-Y. And there I have my name. Okay, so right now I want you all to pause this YouTube video, go to your Word doc, and just practice making capital letters. Do that for about 30 seconds. Go ahead. Okay, beautiful job. So you should have just played around a little bit with your Shift key and making capital letters. Now, this Shift key has more jobs. It doesn't just make capital letters. It also does a couple other things. So what you will notice is over here on these few keys, or maybe you have your period, your question mark, you have a comma. So if you go and push these keys like this is a comma. It'll give you what is on the picture that is on the bottom of the key. Here's a period. If you hit it, it'll give you a period, the picture that's on the bottom. Right here is a little slant. If you hit it, it'll give you a slant. Okay, but if you notice up here, there are other little symbols, like this question mark. You guys will have to use this question mark a lot, right? How do we get these symbols, you ask? Well, guess what? The magic shift key. So if you hit this magic shift key, and then you hit this comma, it's not going to give you a comma. It's going to give you a little greater than or less than sign, right? Same with this one. You hit this shift key. It's going to give you whatever the picture is up here in the corner. So if you're writing an awesome essay and maybe you ask a question in your essay and you need to put a question mark, you're going to hit shift and look at, there's the question mark right there in the corner. You hit it and it'll be a question mark. Okay? Same thing goes for all of these keys that have little symbols on them. All the way up to here. This one, these two, and these three. So the bottom picture is what will show up if you just hit the key. If you hold shift and hit the key, whatever symbol is in the corner of these keys is what will show up. So that is how you get those symbols on the other keys. So why don't you pause this video and just go play around for a little bit with these few keys on your keyboard. Notice how you will get one symbol if you just hit it by itself, and you'll get the other symbol if you hold shift and hit it again. Go ahead and pause and practice a little bit. Okay, so far we have practiced with our capital letters. We have practiced with our symbols. And now the shift key has one more job. Notice up here, you have all of your numbers. Okay, well, if you just hit these numbers just as they are, you'll just get the number. But notice on these keys up in that corner, there's another little symbol, isn't there? Just like these keys down here. So when we had to get this symbol with these keys down here, we had to hold shift. Same thing goes for these keys up top. So say you want a percent sign. Maybe you're in 6th grade and you're working with percents. Well, guess what, friends? If you hit shift and then the 5 button, you're going to get a percent sign. If you just hit 5 without the shift button, you'll just get 5. If you hold down shift and you hit 3, you're not going to get 3. You're going to get whatever is up in this corner, which is a little hashtag. Hashtag technology. Am I right? That's what I'm talking about. Maybe you want to do a little star. You hit shift and you got a star. So go ahead and pause this video, go onto your Word doc and practice a little bit with your special symbols and your numbers. Go ahead. All right, friends. Now you all know the magic of the shift key. You all know how to make a capital letter. You all know how to get these symbols, all of these symbols. And you know how to get all of these symbols in your numbers. So that is primarily what the shift button will do. And remember, you have 2 of them. You can use either one. Okay? Beautiful job. We're going to move on to our next skill. Okay, friends, we are going to move on to this enter button right here. Everybody on their keyboard has an enter button. Now, the purpose of this enter button is Actually, a couple things. So this enter button could be where maybe you type in an answer and you hit enter. It'll almost like submit it, right? However, we use enter when, say, we are typing on a Word doc and we want to go to the next line. So maybe we're typing in one line and we're like, wait a second, I got to start a new paragraph, or I want to start a new line. You're going to hit this enter button, and that's what's going to bring you down to the next line. Okay, so I'm going to switch my screens here. So this is a little keyboard. Say I want to write this Kotary is teaching all about technology, period. Okay, maybe I want to go to the next line. What am I going to hit? This good old enter button. You hit enter and you go to the next line. Now I am on the next line, period. Okay, maybe I want to go skip 2 lines. Well, all you have to do is hit enter twice and you're now on to a new line. So that's really the purpose of this enter button. Okay, why don't you guys all pause this video, go to your Google Doc, and just practice typing a line and then hitting enter and going to the next line. Go ahead and pause the video and go practice. Okay, friends, so far we have covered the shift key and what the purpose of the shift key is. You guys have all practiced making your capital letters, working with these symbols over here, and the symbols within your numbers. So we know what the shift key does. We know what this enter button does. This will make a new line on a Google Doc. Now we're going to learn some more advanced skills. First, I want to start out by telling you about this tab key over here. So this tab key will give you an indentation. An indentation is what you do when you start a new paragraph. So now we're kind of getting into the writing skills. So I'm going to switch my screen over to a blank Google Doc, and I'm going to show you what this tab button will do. Bear with me. Okay, here is my blank Google document. I'm going to start by writing my name at the top of the paper. I'm going to use my shift key. Notice how I'm using my pinky. Shift, M-I-S-S, K-O-T-A-R-Y. Okay. I'm going to hit my enter key. My enter key is going to bring me to another line. I'm going to do it one more time. Okay, so say I was writing an essay. I'm going to write an essay all about technology. Not really. I'm just going to write something random here, and I'm going to show you how this indent key or this tab key indents. So, my name is Miss Kotary, and I am here to teach you all about technology. So I'm starting my little essay here, but when we start an essay, we need to indent. So you can take your mouse and you can go to the, put your cursor at the beginning of your paragraph here. And if you hit this tab button, it's going to indent it. And then you can keep typing. When you keep typing, you don't have to hit enter to go to a new line. It's just going to automatically bring you to another line. So let's see, Discovery Charter School, and see how it brings me to a new line automatically. Okay, Discovery Charter School is doing virtual learning right now. We are using our computers every day, exclamation mark. Notice how I hit the shift button and I hit 1. If you hit the shift button and 1, you will get an exclamation mark. Okay? We are using our computers every day. It is important that we know our technology skills. Shift key, exclamation mark. Now, say I wanted to start a new paragraph. If I want to start a new paragraph, I'm going to hit enter, and it automatically makes a new paragraph for you and indents. However, if it didn't, you could hit enter, tab, and it'll start a new paragraph and an indent for you, right? Usually, these computers are pretty smart. So if you hit enter, it kind of knows that you want to start a new paragraph. So it will automatically indent for you. But if for some weird reason it doesn't indent for you, you now know that this tab button over here will indent your paragraph. So whenever you start a new paragraph, you need to indent when typing and when not typing, right? When we're writing with pencil and paper, we always indent. All right, now you can pause this video. You can go to your blank Google Doc and you can play around with this tab button if you want. Okay, friends, now the next thing I'm going to show you are some things that you can use on Google Docs. So I'm going to share my screen again. If you notice up here, there are a bunch of little things that you guys can play around with up top. This just has to do with the formatting. You can change the font. You can change the size of the font. There's a bunch of things you can do up top. So I'm just going to show you a few things that are super helpful. Now, how many of you have been typing, you're typing away? Oh my goodness, I have so much typed. My essay is almost done. And then for some weird reason, something happens like this. And you're like, oh God, I just lost all of my writing. Don't worry. There's a cool little button for this, guys. If you do something, maybe you delete something on accident, up here at the top of your Google Doc, it says undo. All you have to do, click, comes back. If you hit undo again, it's going to undo the thing you did before this. So I'll do undo again. Boom, I got everything back. Okay, do not freak out when you accidentally delete something because it happens all the time. I can't tell you how many times my students have been like, oh my God, Miss Kotary, I just deleted my entire race response. It's okay. Just go up here and hit undo. Okay, this button will redo whatever you just undid. So you can kind of go back and forth. So you can do undo, redo. Okay, usually you only use this undo button and undo whatever it is that you messed up. It's okay. Great. So I'm going to undo. I'm going to delete all of this because I don't need it. Okay. The next thing I want to show you is right here. You can choose different fonts. However, if you want to change this font that you already wrote, you have to highlight it. Okay. Some of my friends I noticed the other day don't know how to highlight, and that's okay. So let me show you how to highlight some text. I'm going to switch back over to my keyboard, and then I'll show you on the Google Doc. Okay. So on your mouse, right here, this is your mouse, you're going to click, so you're going to move your mouse wherever you want your cursor to be. You're going to click where you want your cursor to be. Oh man, guys, this is really hard to do without seeing like a Google Doc. Okay, you're going to put your cursor where you want it. you're going to hold down the left side of your mouse, click and hold. Then you're going to take your finger and you're going to drag over whatever you want highlighted and then let go. So as long as you click on the left side of your mouse and you drag it, you can drag and cover and highlight as much stuff as you want, and then when you let go, you'll have it all highlighted. Okay, so I wanted to show you that on the mouse pad. Now I'm going to go and switch over to my screen. So say I want to highlight this whole paragraph because I want to change the font. I'm going to click at the bottom, at the base, at the end of my sentence here. Left click, drag and highlight everything you want highlighted. And then you can go up top and change the font. Boom. Maybe I want to make it a little bigger. See how this says 11 up top? I can make it, I don't know, 30. Hit enter. Boom. Look how big it is. That's a little too big. A little obnoxious here. All right, so I'm going to go back down to like 15. That's good. All right. So now you know how to drag and highlight. Perfect. You know how to change the font. You know how to change the size of the font. Now these cool little things up here will do different things. This B means bold. So if you want to bold some words, maybe I want to bold my name. I'm going to highlight my name. So again, click. You can either click at the end and drag backwards, or you can click at the front and drag forward, whichever one you prefer. And then if you hit B, it'll make it bold. If you hit this little slant, it'll make it italicized. Italicized means that the writing kind of goes a little bit slanted. If you hit this U, it will underline it. If you hit this A with the black line underneath it, this is text color. You can change your text a bunch of different colors. And this little highlighter right here will allow you to highlight. So maybe you want to highlight something in an article that you're reading. You can highlight color, pick a color you want to highlight, and it'll highlight it. Okay, so I'm going to give you some time. Pause this video, go to your Google Doc, and just play around. Play around with your text size, play around with your font, whatever you want to call it, your font style. There we go. Play around with the bold and all of these little gadgets up here. Just go ahead and practice. You can pause this video now. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple more cool things. Up top here, these things with the different lines, this is kind of how you can orient your paragraph. So you can highlight it, and you can either have it a left aligned, which means it's aligns over here, or you can have it in the center. It'll make it all go in the middle, or you can have it right aligned. It'll all go to the right, or perfectly in the middle. So that's just something you can kind of play around with the format and how you want it to look. One more thing. Sometimes you guys might be taking notes, and maybe say you want to use bullet points, or maybe you want to number something. Over here, you can create bullets. So say I want to take notes on something. I'm going to hit my bulleted list, and it's going to put a little bullet in the front. I can take notes, taking notes, and then if you want another bullet, you're just going to hit enter. Boom, there's your second bullet. Second bullet. You want another one, hit enter. You get another bullet. Another bullet. Super excited about our bullets here. You can change what your bullets look like. You can hit this little arrow down. Maybe you want check boxes. Maybe you're making yourself a checklist. Maybe you want stars to look cute. Maybe you want an arrow. I don't know. Whatever tickles your fancy. Whatever you want to do. Okay, so if you want to pause this video, you can go and play around with those few things I just showed you. the alignment, and the bulleted list. And of course, if you want a numbered list, you can do numbered list, 1, 2, 3. There you go. Go ahead and play around. Okay, my technology superstars. I want to show you one more thing before we leave. This will be a lifesaver for you. I use it every single day. My 6th graders, I just taught them how to use it. It's how to copy and paste. Here we go. So there's a couple ways you can do this, but I'll show you both ways. I prefer one way over the other, but you guys can choose what you like. One way to copy and paste. You could highlight whatever it is that you want copied. Say I want this first sentence copied. I'm going to click on my mouse, drag it, and I want to copy all of this. One thing you could do, I'm going to stop sharing for a second so you can see my mouse. You could right click. When I say right click, I mean click on the right side of your mouse, because you have a left side and you have a right side, and the different sides do different things. So you're going to actually right click. Let me share my screen and show you what I mean. So I highlighted. Now I can right click on this highlighted part and it'll say copy. You can click on copy. Then you're going to go to wherever you want to paste it. Maybe I want to paste it down here at the bottom of my paper. You're going to right click again. I'll just show you. Right click on this side of your mouse. Right click and you'll do paste. Boom. Look at that. I didn't even have to retype it. Sometimes you'll find that maybe you're answering a question and you realize you typed it in the wrong area and you're like, OMG, I need to retype it all over again. No, you don't. You can copy and paste it. Okay, so that's the first way. Highlight, right click, copy, and then go to wherever you want to go, right click, and paste. Okay, now this is another way you can do it that I think is quicker and more efficient. Stop sharing my screen. These are called quick keys. You can call them quick keys or hot keys, whatever you want. Hold on. Ooh, here we go. Okay, and say you're reading something, or maybe you need to copy and paste some of your work onto your assignment, or you just got to copy and paste something, okay? You are going to highlight whatever it is you want to copy. So you're going to use your mouse, you're going to click and drag. Okay, you have whatever it is you want copied, highlighted. Now, I'm going to use this button right here. It's called the control button. CTRL stands for control. You're going to press and hold it. Press and hold. You're not going to just press it once. You're going to press and hold it and hit C. It's going to look like nothing happened, but I promise you something did. So your computer automatically copied whatever it is that you had highlighted. Then you're going to go to wherever you want to paste it, and you're going to hit Control, hold it, V, and let go of everything, and it'll paste. Now let me show you. You say I want to copy and paste Discovery Charter School. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to hit and hold Control. I'm going to hit C for copy. Okay, it looks like nothing happened, but I'm going to scroll down here because I want to paste it down here. Maybe I want to paste it on my second page. Now I'm going to hit Control, hold it, and hit V. Magic! Told you guys, it looks like nothing happens, but it really does copy it. And then it'll paste to wherever you want. So Control C, Control V. you have to make sure you hold that control button, because look what happens if I don't hold it. Say I want to copy this and I hit Control C. Uh-oh. It erased everything and it just put a C. But not to worry, we can hit our undo button. Right? So you need to make sure you hold that control button or else it's just going to type a C. Control C, Control V. Copy, paste. Okay, go pause this video, go onto your Google Doc, and practice copying and pasting. You can practice both ways, with the right click and copy and the right click and paste, or you can use your little quick keys or your hotkeys. Go ahead and practice. Beautiful job copying and pasting. I'm going to show you, I actually lied to you guys. I said that that was the last thing I wanted to show you. That's a lie. I actually want to show you one more thing that just came to me. And this is actually really important and really, really super duper helpful, especially if you aren't sure of how to spell a word, right? So we don't know how to spell every single word there is that exists, and that's okay. That's why we're in school and learning, right? So you can use your nifty computer to help you spell. Let me show you what I mean. Oh no! Here is what we were working with. And if you notice, there's something different. Some of these words are underlined in red. I'm 110% positive that you guys have all seen this when you guys are writing or typing on the computer and it shows up red or blue and maybe you just ignore it and you're like, whatever, and you just keep going. But guess what? That red line is trying to tell you something and it's trying to help you. When something is underlined in red, it means the word is spelled wrong. So now, when you're typing and you see that red line, you can stop and say to yourself, wait a second, that must be spelled wrong. And you can go back and self-correct yourself, okay? Maybe you're like, well, I don't really know how to write that word. Like right here, this is supposed to say computers. Maybe I don't know how to write computers. That's okay. If you right-click on this word, it'll say, did you mean computers? Yes, well, yes, I did. You can click on it and it'll automatically change it for you. Okay? Same thing with learning. If I right click on it, did you mean learning? Yes, I did. I'm going to click on it and it'll change it automatically for me. So you guys can use this to your advantage and help you with your spelling. So you should not have anything spelled wrong when you are using Google Docs because it'll tell you if it's spelled wrong. You need to take that initiative and you need to go back and fix your work. It's super simple. It's going to help you spell it out for yourself. So if you double click or right click, technology. Great. However, sometimes they don't give you the right word that you're looking for. So like if I deleted, let's say I said leeing, it underlines it. If I right click, it says, did you mean leaving? Nope, that's not what I meant, right? I meant learning. So you got to just be careful of what it's suggesting for you, because sometimes they don't suggest the right word, but most of the time they do, because computers are smart. Learning, great. So why don't you stop this video, go to your Google Doc, practice misspelling a word on purpose, and then using that little spell check to check yourself and do the right spelling of that word. Go ahead and practice. Congratulations, dragons. Congratulations, dragons. You just successfully completed Technology 101 with moi, Miss Kotary. I hope that this was useful for you. Those are just very basic skills that you can use in your virtual learning. Hopefully this was helpful. I hope you learned something, and I hope that you can take this and go impress your teachers in your virtual learning. If you come across something with technology, don't be afraid to ask your teacher. Your teacher has had all of this time to spend on their computers, I bet you they have an answer for you. So if you're confused by something or you want to know how to do something on your computer, just ask. And of course, as always, I am here to help you as well. Until next time, dragons, thanks for hanging out with me. See ya.